We're at a year post-op, uh, or pretty close to a year. I'm sorry. We're 11 months. A year's gonna be in a couple more weeks. Um, a lot of things have changed in my life. Some for the good, some for the bad. The last 6 months have been difficult. Most of my close friends and family understand what I'm talking about. But the last update I did, and here was my 6 month update. If any of you watched it, it was pretty emotional. It was true. Everything I said in that is a lot of painful, true statements. As far as what's happened over the last 6 months with training and progress, um, and I don't know, it's really hard to like verbalize physical feelings inside. Um, uh, Unless you've lived it, it's sometimes really hard to understand. One illustration I used prior to surgery was, if you want to know how my knees felt, put a knife behind your kneecap and go up and down some stairs. Now, obviously, that might be a little graphic illustration, but I couldn't think of anything else to. Not that I've ever had knives behind my kneecaps, but I really couldn't think of anything else to visualize it with. So, the last 6 months, um, I have not been the best at eating my meals, doing my cardio. Just because I'm a trainer doesn't mean I'm perfect. My mental state was, hey, I'm not getting ready for a show yet. I don't have to. The goal is to compete next year as a, hard to even tell about, final mental healing from the surgery, I guess you could say. Like my dad told me the other day on the phone, he says, every time you're told you can't, you try. Whether you succeed or not, at least you try. So that I'm kind of, I don't want to say stubborn when it comes to being told I can't do things. But I kind of want to know I can't and not just give up because someone told me to. With these knees, odds are I will have to have another surgery later on in life, and that's a known fact. They don't, knee implant replacements do not last forever, and that's fine. But the power you do have as a patient of double knee replacement or single knee replacement is how fast you want that to wear out. Similar to the brake pad in your car. If you're slamming on the brakes and hitting those brakes hard all the time, those brake pads are going to wear out a little faster. Same thing with the knee implants. The more I use them, the more I push them, the faster they're going to wear out. It's kind of like a little plastic pad in there, like I said, similar to a brake pad. So I'm not pushing it. I still can't. So I don't know if it's a mental thing or what. Like on the machines, I can get down below depth with relative weight. I'm not going super heavy, obviously. I don't need to, first of all. Second of all, I'm more concentrating on using the muscles because I have more control and more feeling than I've ever had in my entire life. With muscles. The quads are firing, supportive. There's no reason for me to push weight. The biggest change, probably in the last 6 months, knee-wise, is like right now, I'm sitting here doing this video, I don't feel my knees. Well, actually, it's kind of raining, I do a little bit. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not feeling my knees when I'm sitting there talking to somebody, when I'm sitting there conversating. I can be myself. I really did not, I won't say understand, grasp the idea of how much physical pain can affect your outlook on life, no matter how positive a person you are. I'm not saying like it's an excuse for any bad behavior, but there's days where you can't. You're trying to be nice and cordial, and it's hurting so much that what comes out in your brain as you being nice or being pleasant to somebody comes across snappy. Only people that usually understand that are people that have experienced the same or know me personally. Meaning they know I'm usually only that way if I'm really hurting really bad. More updates. About 6 weeks ago, I got into the body analytics water body fat test. I will be completely honest. I was a little paranoid, thinking I was going to be, you know, way over 20%, not which is not good, healthy for anybody. But my numbers were 221 at 14% body fat. Uh, and it said I gained 5 pounds of muscle mass since I last took a test. And the last water test I took was either 2 or 3 weeks before surgery, and I was like 191 at 10 or 11%. So I think I've either regained. A lot of times when I prepped, last year I prepped and I got so lean that I think I did lose a little bit of muscle mass. My goals this year coming up is to do the Kuklo, which I, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 175 in classic. It's a long way from 220. If those numbers are correct, even with a little bit of water loss and a little bit of muscle loss, 175 might be a challenge to get to by that time. I originally had the plans to do masters. That still is the plan. There's some other things going on. One thing I like to live by is fitness is part of my life, not my life. Meaning, for example, I will leave names out of this, but I had the plans of going to Puerto Rico next year. I like to go every 2 to 3 years, go see my dad's family. But usually I'd plan those trips around competition. So, Masters Nationals is the third week of July. I was just told by a friend of mine that they were going with the group the first week of July. Now, to me, while I love it and Masters is still a goal, if I'm not going to skip a chance to go to Puerto Rico to visit family, to go with a group of friends and have a life experience for a bodybuilding show. A lot of people put it way higher priority than it needs to be. And I understand that being competitive, but I'm at the point in life I have nothing to prove. So I'm not going to, I still prep until I know that I'm going to Puerto Rico the first week of July, let's say. I'm still going to plan on my show, because buying the tickets at the same time to go to either destination will be about the same. I'm about to go do legs here. I'm going to have some videos. Now this is about it'll be about 10-minute intro. I hope that you watch the whole video. I need to record. This is just the intro to the update to record. What I've done a little bit. I pulled not the fire truck. I'm sorry, Thumper's truck. And afterwards, that was last weekend. I only pulled it about 20 feet, but I didn't want to try the whole thing. What I was more concerned about was pain. I waited for the pain. Nothing Saturday night. I waited for the pain Sunday. Nothing. Just being able to do that. If anyone saw me and wondered why I was looking like I was crying, because I was. Being able to return from a surgery like this, not knowing what was happening, I can't. The little things mean so much to me now. Little things I paid attention to them, but I never overly put them in high consideration. So I will tell you this, by the end of the year, I will pull that truck the whole way. What else? Need to get back on cardio and eating. Today, like I said, we're going to do a little leg workout, see if I can get some footage. And this is really just to show the depth, not necessarily the weight that I'm getting. So I will get in there and do this. And then maybe I will do a very long tutorial speaking of I was supposed to have my post-op surgery. I'm sorry, but that would sound bad. Post-op appointment for 1 year, because Doc says he wants to see me at 1 year, and then every 2 years till he retires. So once I have that appointment and I can see what he thinks, I think he'll be happy with my range of motion, my strength, and all those good things. So once I have that, then I will be able to do a longer in-depth review on how the first years went. So I'm gonna get some footage in here. Let me do a quick summary and go from there.
Stay true inside me.